This program is brought to you through the kind support of the Friends of That's What She Said. Support BCTV by visiting bctv.org/support.
It used to be great, now it's not so great, but it's still pretty great. Reading. Ate pretzels non-stop and pot pie no top. No dessert till we drop. Perks. Did they really say that? They did not say that. Yeah, they did say that. That's what she said.
Well, welcome. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Welcome to another episode of That's What You Said. We're already having a party, and you just got here. Sheila is beside herself
with this new cheese. Oh my gosh!
She has discovered a new cheese.
It has strawberries in it. That's like my favorite fruit ever.
Fruit and cheese. What could be better?
Yeah, all in one. This is like the best of both worlds. It's
oh
awesome.
My goodness gracious! Well, that's what she said. That's what we are. Here we are. We are here. And just the housekeeping stuff. If you want to call us, it's 378-0426. That's 610-378-0426. I'm sure it's at the bottom of the screen, right there. And also, if you'd like to tweet to us, is it that there too?
Our tweet?
Oh, look at that.
It's up on
it's
there.
all there. Why do I keep saying it week after week? But it's there. She tweets to me. Whoa.
If you're weather
It's
girl.
backwards.
It is
that
backwards.
exciting? Ooh, fun with TV and space-time continuum.
Oh, that is weird.
It is, isn't it? Ooh.
What? Who knew? Okay, I feel like doing something strange now. No, that's not going to happen.
I'm making Tyler. This is Tyler's first show.
Oh,
It is. Hi,
at the
Tyler.
switchboard. He's going to
Don't be
have fun with
scared.
us tonight.
Don't be
Save
nervous.
some of the Moscato. He's going to need it.
Have some
Oh
sparkles.
my goodness. We'll try not to be difficult. We don't ever succeed
try.
at that. Indeed. So, who do we have? We know we have Sheila because she loves the cheese.
The strawberry cheese. Wow.
And Martha. Hi.
And we are so thrilled that you are back.
Yeah, we missed you last month.
month.
To be back.
We really were sad.
Indeed.
And Nicole. Hi.
There you go.
And I'm glad you're here again.
Indeed. And we're glad you're here because where else would you be?
Right.
Right? It's Monday.
It is.
Hello.
What else do you have to do on a Monday at 9 o'clock?
Nothing.
Spend time with us.
Right.
All right. Is there anything I didn't? Oh, my goodness. We had some wonderful news here in Reading.
Indeed.
The Red Knight basketball team.
The Red Knight basketball team. That was awesome.
That is, then they did what? They won the state.
They
didn't
did.
They won the state
They won the
championship.
state champion,
And-
first time ever for Reading High.
And that's the one with the oblong ball that you bounce, right?
No.
That would be hard to bounce.
The oblong one.
Wonderful.
That would be a
That's
challenging
wonderful.
game, though. You could bounce a football, and
They do that sometimes.
they do.
Yes.
Oh my goodness!
like it.
And then try to hit it in a hoop.
Yes. No, I don't know. And a net. I lie.
When it becomes an Olympic sport, remember, you heard it first.
And do you
That's
know what
what she
they're?
said.
Do you know what they're going to do? The Reading team next week. They're going. I think next week they're going to be a parade. I think Wednesday
is.
I was
night.
going to
Good.
say, is there a parade?
And that's because this is
I
for the whole
wonder if the
community.
band is with that. I don't know. We'll
You-
find out. Well, I've been watching that parade for you. We'll see.
I think it's the 4th. I think it's. I'm not sure, but anyway, they're going to take a bus and go to all the elementary and middle schools, I guess, to have kids meet the
That's
players,
so
and that's
wonderful.
fantastic
I
because
love that.
the players said that's really what they were doing this for, not just for themselves or the high school,
kids.
but for the kids who knew that there were good things happening.
Right, because
That's
sometimes people
fantastic.
see Reading as kind of a hopeless place.
Yeah.
It's not.
No,
There's a lot of
no.
good about
Yes,
it, too. I mean, there is
yes.
their bad things, but...
As
that
there is
people-
everywhere.
Right.
Indeed.
They just
And
choose to focus on that
Right.
sometimes, but...
These
It's about
kids,
darn
is
time
good.
we had something this
but
exciting.
these
It is
kids,
exciting.
I think
Agreed.
the other good thing
They
is the
worked so hard
superintendent
for this.
isn't leaving.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Dr. Marina's not
No.
leaving? I didn't know about
He
that.
pulled his name out of the, I forget where,
Chicago,
Nebraska,
or
Nebraska,
was it?
somewhere, Omaha, because he didn't feel that the school board was
Oh, we're much more fun
aiming
than
him. Yeah, he
Omaha.
just didn't feel he'd have their support.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
My
he's done
goodness
a lot
gracious.
for them.
He's a really nice
Yep.
guy.
Speaking of more fun than Omaha,
Anything?
the ACA, aka Obamacare, stays.
That's right.
I think this is
does.
a wonderful thing, especially compared to what they were trying to pass.
I heard
That
today.
was scary.
That was very
It was
scary.
really scary. That was a real
Isn't it-
thing for a minute.
Isn't it kind of amazing that after 7 years of voting and voting to try to repeal Obamacare, they had no plan. The Republicans had no plan to present to say, well, this is what we've been wanting to do for 7
Yeah,
years.
you'd think after
Yeah.
And they,
complaining
and
about
there'd
it
be
for
some
7 years,
ideas
like,
and-
That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
if you're going to cancel something out, you have to have something to replace it with.
And
you
all
have to
they're-
wrap it
Right.
up with something.
And
You
all
can't
they're
just
doing
cancel
now
it
is
and leave
finger
people
pointing
hanging.
within. And
Yeah.
I read an interesting article where the guy was basically saying, after so many years of being in opposition, they're not finding their footing to govern them. To govern. Like, the GOP is not capable of governing because they've
Well-
just been angry for so long.
I mean, I think that's a general thing in life. I mean, it's easy to complain about things.
I mean, I know there, and everybody
And
admits
it's fun, but
there have been problems with Obamacare, with
Oh,
the
indeed.
ACA, but
are.
Every plan does have
the
it.
thing that I
Martha's
heard
been
today.
showing her butt.
No. Well, it's not hard to say, is it?
I know the feeler, darling.
That because of what has happened with the expanded Medicaid, clinics have opened, and we have a couple that have opened up in Reading, and they interviewed a man in a very red part of Ohio today, in a red state, Ohio, and he said they'd opened a number of clinics that they had a deluge of people who have never gone to the doctors because they simply couldn't afford it. And they can be treated at this clinic for almost anything for $120. When the average cost, if the clinics close, they would then go back to the emergency wards, which could cost a minimum, or excuse me, an average of $1,200. So, and he said, we've had droves of people who never went to the doctor because they simply couldn't afford it, who have come in with all kinds of problems that, suburban
The
The
places are
emergency
used
room
to.
should be for
Exactly.
emergencies.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
And
we
my-
should be able to treat people well
Yes.
another way.
And my concern with this whole thing was, it gets pulled at the last minute, and, they're finger pointing and blaming, and then all of a sudden the response is, well, we're moving on to other things. We're going to look at tax reform now. We're just going to wait for Obamacare to collapse, and then we'll come back. And it's like,
But wait a minute.
no.
Right.
If there's a real issue, how about, here's a novel idea. Why don't you go talk to people and collaborate ideas?
Oh, that's a good word.
Like,
Collaborate, yeah.
I feel like a
Define
crazy
that.
person sitting here going, we're taught and we're told to teach our young people to collaborate and to share and to listen to others, and then they see that not happening. How droll would it be to see someone go, well, what do you think we should do? Instead of me talking and
Well,
doing this, I'm just going to listen.
it's
that was
become
the
more
thing.
about winning
Yeah,
than
and
it
that-
has about doing
The
something good.
problem with the tax reform, which has really been Trump's basic thing, I know he campaigned on the Obamacare, but it's really
that's
been,
really what
the
the-
tax
this
thing has really been his thing
healthcare
that he feels
thing was.
comfortable with. But because that bill hasn't passed, they've lost millions of dollars that would have been put into the tax program that's going to be proposed. So there's a
Well, we've
bit of a
lost
problem
millions of
there.
dollars just funding his vacations to Florida.
Did you see that kid who, there's this 10-year-old who, they were putting these reports out that he had been in 3 meetings and blah, blah, blah down in Mar-a-Lago. And this 10-year-old kid Instagrammed photos of him sitting and watching people playing golf. He's in a room by himself watching TV, and this kid's like, fantastic. They're like, this 10-year-old just called you out.
That's so funny.
Since we've made
let's go
at
on.
least my yes, we'll leave this. But I have to
No.
say, if you check out my Facebook page, I certainly do a daily limerick.
Which I enjoy.
My
too.
dear friend Dan Pardo and I are sort of in a competition. He does it as well. I do it, and every day we do the daily
I
limerick.
do read that.
And it's quite topical. So, yes, here we are, some strong women. How are we doing in Women's Month?
I'm doing all
Ooh,
right.
there's silence.
I'm doing good. Busy.
We've made some progress, I think. We've got some ways
How
to
many
go.
years are we going to have to say we've made some progress? When are,
We'll
when are
always
we
be
going to
making
just...
progress.
Well, but
Progress is good. Continual progress.
we just keep... I love celebrating things, but I
feel like
long
these
for the
things
day...
should just be
I
normal.
long for the day when we don't have to say, here's Gay Pride Month, here's Women's Month.
Black
should just be
History
normal.
Month, exactly.
Yes.
Like just
It's just a month.
be.
Indeed. Sorry, I
But
interrupted
no,
you.
I just think that the domestic violence is my big concern, most of all. And I know that there are also men who are abused by their wives. I had a cousin, actually, whose wife abused him. But most of it is men abusing women, and that it almost gets to the point where they have to darn near kill you before anything can be done, and that really is a concern. I just...
That's scary.
It's frightening. It's just very frightening to hear of the things. Domestic violence and abuse to children, I don't know.
Well, it's
Can't
something,
drink it away.
No, but it's something. It's that issue, and that issue bleeds into another issue, and is bled into by another issue. And it's just this. We have to start changing the way we talk about ourselves, and how we teach our children to see themselves. Yeah, I think that's where it has to start. We're not
Yeah,
going
we have to change the way we think about ourselves.
we have to change the way we think about ourselves. That's the biggest issue to overcome first, and we need to start changing that vocabulary. We need to start changing that dialogue.
When did we become such a fearful people? And that's really what it is. We just... I don't know.
There's a lot of opposition.
Indeed, but
That's
why?
Well, that's why it's difficult to face people who are against you. And there's a lot of that against every group, women, men. I mean,
indeed.
everybody
but
has.
that's all based in fear. How did the
fear get there,
It
you
seems to
mean?
keep growing and growing rather than getting less and less. We seem to be becoming more and more divided rather than more unified. And I
It's that song from South Pacific, you've got to be taught to hate and fear.
leave it to you to bring up the music theater reference. Well, actually,
Every one of us could have done that. It's a crapshoot on that.
Yeah, you're not born with that. You're
Yeah.
not born with fear.
No, you're not. People are fearless. They
Yeah.
get that way as
Right,
they get
right.
older.
there's something for the pharmaceutical industry to work on. Something that
Go
kicks
for the
out
love
that
of heaven.
fear little
Well,
thing.
never mind.
We already have it.
have things that
Cheers
do
to
that. I haven't
Work
tasted
this
this
up,
yet.
up,
What
up.
do we think of this sparkly stuff?
We like the
Very
sparkly
nice.
stuff.
It's
Yes,
very
I'm
nice.
sorry. We
Oh,
have-
it is good.
We have a joint effort on the little repas tonight. What you brought the wine? And
I did.
And what is it?
It's sparkling. Wait, no. It's
very
Moscato Spritzer. It's sparkly. It tastes. It's fizzy.
It's a spritzer.
Yes.
It's
It's
really good.
very
It tastes like
nice.
it has club soda or something
Yeah,
in
it's
it.
very nice.
Kind of like a spiked,
It's really light.
Yeah.
sparkling juice. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Like
And
it tastes like white grape
And
juice.
Martha brought
I'm down with it.
Brought the treats. She did.
Oh,
we
Martha
do know
hooked
about
us
the
up.
about the strawberry cheese.
And the other cheese is salt and sea salt and honey, but I
What?
not much to that. It's turkey, pepperoni, and then little crostini.
And
I thought
peanut
they were meant to be-
M&Ms is my
M&Ms for
favorite.
Sheila.
I love peanut M&Ms. They're
No,
my
no
favorite.
flax. No flax.
No
No
flax.
flax anywhere. I am safe. Thank goodness for that. All right, let's roll that first tape.
That's pretty good.
You're up, darling.
Surprise topic time.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
She was surprised by that.
I am ready. I had a couple topics, and then I kind of weighed them and sifted through them. So, what I want you to think about is Bob Hope. If you heard "Thanks for the Memories," you'd think of Bob Hope. If you heard "Left My Heart in San Francisco," you'd think of
Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett. And you know, so if you had to pick a song to be your theme song, what would it be?
Oh, wow.
You may have two, because I had trouble.
Dang,
you may
girl,
have
that's
two. I had
rough.
trouble going from God Save the Queen, but
The Sex Pistols. Yes. Yes, Martha.
I had another one. I'll tell you my other one later.
That's so funny because I was thinking of a Sid Vicious song that he did a cover of. He did a Frank Sinatra song, My Way.
Right.
And I kind of like
And
Sid's better.
exactly.
Let's see.
What do you
This is a-
think, folks?
Man,
My first one
that's
would
rough.
probably be A Case of You by Joni Mitchell,
Okay.
which is a wonderful, wonderful
It
song.
is.
I don't know that song. I'm going to have to look it up.
It's quite, it's of course a song about love and loss.
I think
That's
my
sad.
first one would have to be the theme song from the Golden Girls. Because I just like that song.
Yeah, it is.
And the Golden Girls.
I love that song.
I think my other one would be Smells Like Teen Spirit,
Yep. Oh, I love that song.
Okay.
because I do.
Yeah, you do.
Ooh. And what is yours?
My Way.
My
the
Way.
Sid
Oh,
Vicious
that's right.
version.
And what I finally
Wonderful.
came up with then was from Sweet Charity, If They Could See Me Now.
Nice.
So
That's
it, folks.
I'm still thinking though.
Nicole didn't come up with a second.
Oh, no,
Why?
no. Yeah, no, I do. Oh, well, my second one.
we have to do two?
Probably something from a musical that, I don't know, something that's empowering and
Yeah,
strong.
right.
A woman finding herself and telling everyone else to.
Don't Rain on My Parade.
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
good one. There's a good one.
I'm going to go that route.
That
Don't
was
rain on
really
my
good.
parade.
Oh, and there's I Am What I Am,
Oh, which absolutely is my, yeah, I
which
forgot
is
about
a
that.
good personal
Goes along
anthem.
with If They Could See Me Now.
It does.
I like that one.
We should do a
Those are
medley
good.
sometime. You and I.
Good.
We've never sung together.
We haven't. And I
Yes,
do have
you
that. I do have
Other than that Christmas
Oh,
special.
that's true.
Yes, you have sung together. We've all sung
There was-
together.
there was
The
some-
episode
Even
should not
me.
ever be revisited. The branches in our faces.
And then so
that's tonight's surprise topic.
I love that.
that was a good topic.
Yes, it was.
That was really fun.
Roll that outro.
You can't surprise.
Surprise number 2.
That is surprise number 2.
Well, surprise. Here we are. We are joined tonight by a fabulous young lady who I've seen for years now, and I've never really sat down and talked with her. And she's just a fascinating young lady. And we actually, well, let's introduce her first, and then we'll get to the other things. Sabrena Elmarzouky.
Yes,
Hi.
perfect.
I did it.
You did.
She is the manager of Queen City Diner, Queen City Family Restaurant.
Yes.
Yes.
Queen City Family Restaurant.
Which is a diner, but it's a family restaurant too. And we just adore this woman. We have our breakfast meetings
Best
at
breakfast.
yes.
ever.
Such good food.
So
And the Weaver family dines there.
yes. Well, I think we could all be caught there
Yeah.
more than we should, but
That's
we
so
love
fun.
it. So welcome to That's What She Said.
Thank you.
We in your family, well, this is a good time to mention this quickly. I'll come back to this later, but as you notice, we only have 4 glasses left of our That's What She Said glasses. And unfortunately, so we had to give Sabrena the honorary
It's a full cup though.
ceramic
Heavy. I didn't
ceramic
realize.
cup.
That's okay.
But
It won't go to waste.
we'll
It
talk
won't.
more about that in a bit. But back to Sabrena. Excuse me. So you've been at Queen City, well, you've been managing it for 5 years now?
Yes, going on 5 years now.
And prior to that, you were there.
I was. I have worked in the restaurant industry for quite some time now. I've waitressed for many, many years. I'm 26 now, so to say many, many years may not seem
gonna
too
say,
much,
can't
but
be that far.
I've started working probably around like the age of 13. I loved it. I'm so happy that I had the opportunity to start working young. It taught me a lot of responsibility and to be independent and really just push forward, and yeah.
That's so
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
In your family?
No, I'm not. Actually, I have two older siblings. My oldest sister, her name is Nora. She is 33, I believe. And then I have another sister. Her name is Zena, and she just turned 30 last week. And my brother, he's a year and a half younger than me. His name is Zach, and he's 25.
And
So
they're
there's
all
four of
very
us.
happy about, especially the ladies, about you announcing their ages.
This is nothing but a number. It's
Good luck
okay.
if you got them wrong.
It's okay. They'll be fine.
So we just, I mean, other than the fact that the food is great there,
Yes.
we love to support the restaurant because it does so much good for the community.
Thank you.
Name a few. You do the Thanksgiving dinner.
We do. We have been doing that now. This is going to be, I think, year 9.
Wow.
Fantastic.
It's amazing. I can't believe it's been already 9 years. We do it every second Tuesday of November, so it will be here shortly. Before we know it, it'll be the
indeed.
day of.
Yes, skip over summer.
We actually have people now calling in and asking when we're going to start planning and things like that. So that's exciting. We do. My father, everybody knows, I'm sure, especially on BCTV.
He's a wonderful man.
He does so much. I don't think there's a way that I could list all the things that he does, but I'm trying to follow in the footsteps of giving back, and he's definitely led a great path. So
I was
I'm
going to
really
ask you
excited.
that because I think we all know your father and all that he has been doing in the community for years and years and years. And at one time, with a great deal of stress put upon him by some of the community. And he came through no less committed to working with the community to make it a better place and a more accepting place for everyone. He is getting the BCTV Eugene Shirk Award on April 26th at Sterling Restaurant.
nice. Yeah.
If you're interested in
awesome.
going to that, I believe the tickets are $75. And if you want to call BCTV, I'm sure you can make a reservation. We just got our invitation to the Sterling Hotel, the Sterling,
The mansion.
yeah, the
Okay.
Sterling Mansion.
That's wonderful.
I think Lex McMillan, the president, outgoing president from Albright, is also getting an award. Your father has done so much through the years, and that's why I was going to ask you your intention to continue that with your work.
For sure.
I'm sure your dad expects that of you.
He really wants us all to follow what we want to do. I think it's ingrained in us to give back. Both my parents do. My mom's not as well known, or maybe not in the picture as much, but she does on the back end. And I grew up in Egypt. I'm not sure that many people knew that, but I grew up in Egypt, and I went to high school there, and I moved here for college. But when I was in Egypt, my dad stayed here and ran the businesses, and my mother moved with us to Egypt, all 4 kids. And when we were there, she volunteered regularly at an orphanage with 8 children, and we would go probably weekly. So from a young age, we had a great example of what it means to give back. So it's just continued throughout my life, and it's just something that, like, I love to do. The opportunity they have at Queen City is just fantastic. I right now had the opportunity to feed the basketball boys, the Reading High basketball boys. So I did that for the last 2 years.
Those boys love to eat.
They love to eat. Let me tell you. Oh my God, they do.
I know they love that.
But,
Teenage boys.
They can eat. They can definitely eat. But we're glad to have it, and it just means so much to me that I can share that passion with them, and and I can see that they appreciate it, and it's just so the feeling you get is undescribable. So.
Well, you have all the schools on the side of your restaurant.
I
You
do.
have all the pennants from all the different schools in Berks
love
County.
it. I saw
I
my
encourage
husband's
people-
here on
yes.
That's
We won
really
last
great.
year at
That's
Wildwood.
wonderful.
I love it. I encourage people to bring in pictures if they want to hang them up of their children in schools and stuff, or their students. I like to switch them out, but right now I'm looking to decorate our empty wall for the state championship. It's
Oh, that's
amazing.
wonderful.
They made history. It's been a long road. It's well deserved. And it's just an opportunity that I can do something for them. So really excited.
Did you come back here for college, did you say?
I did.
You
I came
Where
back
did
in
you go?
2009. I graduated from Kutztown University with a bachelor's in anthropology.
Oh.
Wow.
My
Yes.
son has a bachelor's in anthropology.
Really? Wow.
NYU.
Oh, okay, okay.
He has not followed that field.
Second one here, so.
But it was fun while he was there.
Yes, it was. It was very
So what drove
enjoyable.
you into anthropology? That's fascinating.
Well, I actually was a business major when I first started college, and I like business, I love business, but it wasn't really what I wanted to study, and I felt like a lot of people don't really follow through with what they study. Actually, the majority of people I know don't really follow through with what they study. It really comes at the master's point where that's really where your focus is, and I figured if we're going to spend all this money to go to school, I should study something that I love, and I knew that my dad would be there to help me with the business aspect of things if that was the way I wanted to go. So why would I waste my money and study something that wasn't interesting? And studying people and their cultures and the religions and tribes around the world that people don't really know about is really inspiring. So that was my choice.
Exciting.
That's great.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Oh, so
That is fascinating.
And it actually can, inform you in your business.
It does. It really does translate into the restaurant industry. Queen City is filled with so many different people. We have such a diverse group of customers, and I think that's really one of the main reasons I love what I do.
and that's
Meet
one thing
people
I
of all
used to
walks of
notice.
life.
Yes, we do.
That
At
sounds
your,
fun.
yes, at your restaurant, it's you can walk in, and a lot of the restaurants you go into in the area, it's a very set demographic, and
Right.
in Queen City, you see the full swath of
Yeah.
people, and that's another reason I love going there. It's
You also have the nicest staff.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
okay.
Friendly,
Thank you.
great
Really
staff.
good service.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have
Thank
to
you. I
say.
really appreciate that.
Yeah, for my little one to be there. Sometimes he's great and he sits still and he eats and he colors and he's cool. And sometimes he's continuously pushing a car into the next booth on the other side, and we're going, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And
that's
sometimes
okay.
he's spilling an entire cup of milk all over the floor. And your
David.
staff is just,
Right.
they know him now and they say hi and they're so sweet to him. And
his name.
yeah, here's the milk spiller. But I like having a place that we can go to and we're recognized and we feel very comfortable going in there.
I mean, family is part of the name, and
Yeah.
that's what it
Yeah,
feels
thank
like
you.
when you walk into the.
It feels like our family
Yeah, it does.
restaurant that, we belong there. And that's a good feeling to have,
It is.
And I remember moving here because I'm a transplant.
Okay.
And when I moved here, people would talk about your family and talk about how wonderful you guys were and how much you gave back. And that's how I learned about all of the, the things that you do, like the Thanksgiving dinner. And I just, I'd never met you guys, but thinking, this is a really great family and this is a really great restaurant. And so that's another reason we support it. So
Thank you.
it's very cool to finally meet you.
Thank you.
After all
Thank
these
you.
years of
Thank you.
hearing about the amazing things you guys do.
Well, I appreciate
And the
it.
Sabrena love fest continues, but it's deserved.
Oh, thank you.
So how did you go back to your father? How did he feel about segueing out of the management and sort of letting you in that door?
I'm just kidding. I know.
All right.
It really, honestly, has not been too bad. He built it. I mean, I can't really fault him for even if he didn't want to step out of the picture. I mean, or hold back a little bit. But he has definitely helped me grow. He has given me the room to grow, the room to use my ideas and my young energy, and he's very encouraging. I'm happy that he's still here next to me to be able to hold me back and inspire me still and lift me up. I mean, when he's gone for months and at ends, we miss him, and I mean, when he comes back, you can definitely feel his energy, and we appreciate it. And so when the time does come, it will be the right time, and we'll see what happens.
So he has gone back to leading the Islamic Society.
He is, and I know he's super excited.
Because he was just tired.
I'm happy he's back
I think
into
he's
it, and I
happy
think
he's back,
he's back
too.
as well. I don't think he should have left. I think this was who he is, and I just think the community is as well happy that he is back into
sure.
representing the Islamic community in
sure.
Reading. It means a lot to me that we have a good role model and
Yeah.
a good person to lead our community. I can't
certainly
say
is.
too many. There's not words to put into how I feel that he is back into the position
Yeah,
he is.
I'm glad.
So.
I'm glad. I was glad to see that. And he did
It's
that.
interesting how some people seem to be born a leader, and he certainly was, and I think you've carried on that leadership.
So I have
You
been
got
told.
that leadership gene.
I have been told that.
Yeah.
It's big shoes to fill, but
Oh, you are your father's daughter. Oh, I do believe that.
thank you. That is a huge compliment for me. But it's an honor. I mean,
I meant it as one.
thank you.
I think, because I think the thing about him, he is a leader, but he's also a leader who, from what I have seen here in the years he's been here, that he is always looking outward, and he is aware of who needs something, who needs his leadership, who needs him to lead something to happen to make things better for some group or some person or whatever. And that's a rare,
That's
a
the
rare.
best kind of leadership. That's servant leadership.
I mean, we could compare it, for instance, with leadership that we might be seeing nationally, but then I would know my politics, but really, I think that's another special thing.
All right. Would you like to stay with us for the rest of the show?
I'm happy to.
We'd
All
love you
right.
to.
Yeah, that sounds
Great.
fantastic.
Wonderful.
You know, I just
more
brought
wine.
a picture on my
All right.
cousin.
We're going
Okay.
to we'll be right back.
I think you look a lot like my cousin.
You're watching
Oh,
That's What She
wow.
Said. Join Martha, we're always daring. Sheila, and a little bit twisted. Nicole, good for all seasons. And me, Jane Street, with just the right amount of spice. Visit us at youtube.com/vids That's What She Said to view snippets and full episodes of our past shows. Everyone must Facebook, and we do too. Like our page at facebook.com/she posts to me. Stay in the know. And don't forget Twitter at she tweets to me. Don't want to be bothered by all those words, dots, and slashes? Just visit our page at twss.tv and use the social media links at the top to find us online. You can also visit our guest page, where you can see who's been on our show and follow links to the episodes on which they appeared. How convenient. Get the scoop on all the ladies of That's What She Said. Remember, some of us are single. Don't forget to bookmark twss.tv. And now, back to the show.
Hello,
interesting.
welcome back. Hope that was informative. And speaking of our website, if you go there, we're having a little fundraiser. As you know, I mentioned we were down to 4 That's What She Said glasses. They are our favorite things. And yes,
And this is it.
and this is it. The last 4 in existence. We'd love to give them away to guests. We'd love to give them away to our viewers, but
First, you gotta win them.
we love to drink out of them. But we found that our little show funding has gone a little threadbare, because we never actually expected to be on the air this long. So we just didn't plan accordingly. So we're having a little fundraiser. It's if you go to our website, that's what she said online.com or twss.tv. There's a link from that page about our fundraiser, and we have different levels. Certainly, anyone who donates to the show or to That's What She Said would certainly, we're going to put you in the end credits. I believe that is correct. You will be eternally, or at least for a year. Well, I don't know. We haven't discussed it, but you'll be on the end credits for some amount of time. But there are lots of other levels of giving. If you want a lovely signed picture of all of us here, it's a $25 donation. For $50 or more, you get that and a CD. I'm cutting an EP.
You
Oh,
are?
I am. I'm cutting
That's
an EP.
exciting.
It is, and you can have that for a $50 donation, and I'll get it done soon. I promise, Mr. Producer.
Becca found another song for me.
Uh-oh, what?
It's her ringtone in her phone for me. This song reminds her of me. I agree.
Anyway, it goes up and up.
Cherry pie.
if you donate $100 or more, you get those awards. Plus, you get to attend a breakfast planning meeting at Queen City.
Oh, you'll love it.
Oh, with us?
With the ladies.
That's
Yes.
fun.
Yes.
You're lucky David will be there.
Oh, yes.
And he can eat your pancakes.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's so cute.
Now we get into the really grasping imaginary numbers. If you donate $250 or more, you get all of that, plus a guest spot on That's What She Said. Ooh. And who wouldn't want that?
Right?
Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time.
See then, now true, she didn't have to pay $250. But we like her, so we may not like you. Of course we will.
Put you on.
If you give us $250, we will let
And
you.
you'll get
Indeed.
snacks and wine here.
Snacks
so.
and wine, you get to eat with us, and then this is never going to happen, but I'll mention it. It could happen if you donate $500 or more.
If you donate $500 or more, I will come clean your bathrooms.
Oh my God, I've got
Oh, well,
But I might
I
make
don't
you
even clean my
dinner.
bathrooms.
oh, wait. So you're going to clean bathrooms.
I'll
You-
come clean your bathroom.
Sheila's going to.
No.
We'll have to up this. Are you throwing anything in there, Martha?
I will
be
bake you
conversation.
an Irish whiskey cake.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness! This prize just keeps getting better and better. And all we had here was
Irish
a night on the
whiskey.
town with me and whoever wanted to come along.
I like that one better. Let's do
No,
that.
no, no, no,
Forget
you-
the bathrooms.
Yes, it's a prize package. We've
You got this and the bathroom.
sweetened the deal. So yes, and we would film that and throw it on the show here, and clips and things. So that's just. We would like to be able to create more giveaways. We'd like to upgrade our video editing.
That's a word.
It is. I know it's a word. I was just having trouble saying it.
Asking, I don't know. I thought you were checking. I just wanted to go.
I read the dictionary.
I do too.
The dictionary.
Good. I am not the only nerd on this show.
And we'd like to take more field trips, and currently we ladies pay individually to go on these things if there's an admission, and
we are overdue for a field trip.
we are. So
What was our last one?
Next Saturday. is
so
the
I
one
know
you're
it all
gonna take,
seems
right?
trivial,
Where you
but
going?
if you'd like to help us out, go to
forgot. I'm
That's
so
What
glad
She
you
Said
said
online.com or twss.tv and click on the fundraising button. I think it's called That's What She Donated. That's what she donates. And
She better donate.
and
Donate. We are fun.
and
You
please
want to
check
hang
it
out
out.
with us.
there's a lovely video I did. I was drunk. It's charming, but when am I not drunk? All right.
And when are you
Anyway,
not charming?
so- well.
Oh, well said.
What are you trying to get out of me?
Nothing. I'm just that sweet.
Sweet is never a word but I love you anyway. So has anybody been to the new Fox East?
I have! So my husband comes home from boys' night out and he's like, next date night we're going to the Fox
I'm
East.
sorry. I forgot to mention one thing. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I'm sorry. It's an
Well,
important
revisit
part. Part of the donation, if you do donate, we are going to split it between us, BCTV, who just allows us to do this once a month, and we love them for it, and also to the Committee to Protect Journalists, because we think journalists need
Yes,
some extra
indeed.
protection right now. So
We
I just
do.
wanted to throw that in there. So your money
That's awesome.
gets spread. Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So my husband comes out and he's like, next date night, whenever that happens, we're going to Fox East. I was like, what? Crap hole? Like,
You thought it was a bump, right?
It was. Well, it was.
used
And
to
he
be
goes,
bumpy.
no, you have to go back. So we go, and oh my gosh,
It's
they
beautiful.
gutted the inside. And now when you come in, you turn and there's like a little kiosk to buy tickets from a person, or if you pre-ordered them, because now everything is assigned seating. So you have to purchase it by seat. So my husband had done that. We go up to this little computer, he runs his card through, and it's like beep beep boop, here's your tickets. And then they have a full like restaurant menu.
And a bar.
And a bar! That was the
They
best
have
thing.
like an actual
My husband was like,
full-service bar.
and here's the bar. And I turned around and angels sang. And I was like,
Started playing in your head.
so I go over
Do you think they'd let us film an episode while watching a movie and drinking?
And the chairs, like they recline, you can eat.
So we get our meals. I got this thing called a grown-up grilled cheese, which was like brisket and cheese on this,
my gosh.
like Texas toast, so good. And we go in and you sit down in these red leather recliners, like full recliners.
They're awesome.
And they have a little tray so you can watch it. And so I'm sitting there with my legs up, and my husband's like, it reclines. And I was like, oh, and so it's like this electronic one, so I'm just sitting there going, yes. It was, and I think it was brilliant of Fox East, because in this day and age with Netflix and Hulu and whatever, people are like, I could pay to go to a movie and put on pants and like have to sit there, or I could sit at home with no pants on. But with this thing, it's like, I could go to the movie theater, get a meal, recline. I mean, I still have to wear pants, but still, it's worth it for this. So it was really cool.
So,
You don't wear pants, so.
I wear pants as little as
so
possible,
it
but
isn't
I had a drink with my movie.
okay, well, I can see the drink with the movie. But I would think it'd be sort of distracting to have people sitting and eating around me. I mean, there are people that are loud eaters.
Well, that was not an issue for me, but so they took theaters that would normally seat maybe 150
Right.
people, and now it's down to maybe 60.
Okay.
So there's less seats.
Okay.
So it's important that you order tickets
Yeah,
Is
and
the
even-
ticket more, or they just tried?
It was a little more, but
Slightly, not much.
it wasn't like crazy. I mean, we still thought it was pretty affordable.
The food's
But
a little
once-
expensive.
Yeah, but once you're fully reclined, people can still pass in front of you. They're
Right.
that spaced out. So I honestly heard
Not like in the past where you have to
nobody
triple
around me.
people.
You don't hear rattling things.
No,
or-
I heard
okay.
no rattling, and it was a really enjoyable evening.
Nicole works with teenagers, so she knows how to tune people out.
Well, that's true.
Okay.
That's how I learned. No, that's not.
Right, you're right. You're
I can
absolutely
tune
right.
kids out like a champ.
You can tune a lot of those out.
I can also convince them that I have tuned them out and still listen to everything
Right.
they say, which is how I know all the good gossip
Right.
in my
Same.
school.
Now, admittedly, I don't get the
skill.
local paper, but why hasn't there been more news of this? I'm on social media all the time, and I
I
have
thought there
seen
was
nothing.
something in recently about it being redone, but I don't think it was a big article of any kind.
Yeah, I don't know. My husband
either,
had
to be
heard it
honest
from
with
a
you.
friend that it was renovated, so
Well,
they
anyway,
went and saw
go
something.
to Fox East and.
I just heard when it opened. That was the only time I heard about it. Like when they reopened it, they put a big article, but
Yeah.
that was it.
Wow.
Oh, does
That's how
he?
I heard about
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
And
So
we
you-
saw Logan.
I haven't gone, but I've heard that it was
It's
open.
gorgeous.
Okay.
It's really
Oh.
nice.
Wow.
All right, we're being told to move along. Enough drinks with our movies.
Well, if anyone wants to go see Beauty and the Beast, my
Me.
husband won't see it with me. So.
I'll go.
Okay, yeah.
If I had a husband, I'm sure he wouldn't go with me either.
Mine went with me.
Anyway,
Thank you.
Aw.
He
roll
did.
the-
I said mine went with me.
Oh, that was nice.
there you
It's a good
go.
husband.
Excellent. How was it?
It was good.
Cool.
It was good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Roll that intro.
It's James Etiquette Corner.
It's one of the things.
Frightening me.
Hello. I have my Emily Posty here. But
Oh, I miss Emily Post.
Well,
Let me know. I have
I-
another bottle.
but there was something I was getting her out of the bookshelf tonight, and then I remembered this. And I know currently we may all be feeling a little sad with the way things are in the world. So I remembered this book that I found a long time ago. It's called How to Goodbye Depression. If you constrict anus 100 times every day, malarkey or efficient or effective way.
Is that what it? Oh, that's what it says.
I thought I was reading it.
You did not make that up.
Would,
No, that was real.
would I make that up? It is by Hiroki Nishigaki. And I think actually once you've read the title of the book, you've pretty much understood what the book is about. You don't really need to go further. But
How are there more pages?
well,
There's more tips.
well,
This.
well,
What is this? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I didn't even look in the book.
now, basically, what he has done is he apparently had the bulk of the book is a. He had a website with a message board on it, and he's basically posted all of the things that people posted on the message board in his reply. Unfortunately, most of the things people posted on the message board were making fun of him. But it's a fascinating read, and just remember, if you're feeling a little bit down, constrict. 100 times.
It's a lot.
Yes, it could be malarkey, or it could be an effective way.
I imagine it works because, like, that's what you focus on.
Oh, certainly. Here.
Go buy your copies today.
Yes. There we go.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
look, there he is on the back.
He doesn't look like a tight ass, does he?
I don't.
Say it all, BCTV.
We just did.
I just mouthed it.
I don't think it's about being.
it was a whisper.
I don't think it's about being tight. It's the constriction and the release.
It's the
constriction.
control of it.
It is.
He has.
It's
think
like
we should
Pegels.
really move on.
Martha is getting skeeved out.
Wow.
I'm sure Emily has something to say about this subject.
I'm not sure anal
About the
constriction comes up in Emily post.
I don't.
Yes.
I don't.
You know. No, never mind. Let's do the outro on that.
Emily is.
It's James Etiquette Corner.
That book.
Well, indeed. But yes, sorry. Oh, Emily and Hirosaki are sitting next to each other. I'm sure they're having a lovely time.
They're having a powwow right now.
They're fine.
I think Emily lived her life constricted. So
I would say so. She's a little bit
She's a
reserved.
little bit reserved.
That's all right. She's a lady.
Remember, where are we in time? Oh,
We have like 10 minutes,
oh my
I
goodness,
think.
10 minutes.
Man.
We'll just put this out again. You can
It
call us at
flies.
610-378-0426 or tweet us. I have the Twitter already at She Tweets to Me, @ She Tweets to Me. I assume you all know how to do that better than I. Let's see. We had an interesting thing. Martha, you were talking about common sayings.
Well, we know where one came from. Yeah, I got this, a friend of mine sent me some of these the other day, and I thought, I'm not sure if they're accurate or not. But I did know the first one was the expression, God willing and the creeks don't rise, is really about the Creek Indians, because it was a man whose name was Ben Hawken, who was actually out west. He was an Indian agent, and he was in the area where the Creek Indian tribes were, and his whole role was to keep peace with the Indians, and he was summoned by the U.S. president to come to Washington, and he wrote in return and sent a telegram and said, I'll be there, God willing, and the creeks don't rise. And we keep thinking that it means water, but it was actually because he capitalized creeks. He was really talking about the Indians having an uprising. So that's one. But the other one I think was kind of interesting was, at the time of George Washington, there were no cameras. So if you wanted to have your likeness remembered, you either had a sculpture made or a painting. There are pictures of George Washington just from here up. You know, the one, is it the Gilbert picture of him with all the clouds around him? And then there are pictures where he's standing behind his desk with one arm behind him. There are other pictures of him with both arms and both legs.
There's the one with him with no pants, too.
But at any rate, it cost more because it's more difficult to draw arms and legs, and artists will tell you to draw arms and hands. And so instead of charging by how many people were to be painted, they charged by how many limbs were to be painted. And so the saying, well, okay, but it'll cost you an arm and a leg, supposedly comes from that area.
Oh my goodness, that's
Right, one more. Do you have time for one more? Yeah. Okay, around that same time, playing cards with 52 cards in a deck were taxed, but only the ace of spades was taxed. And so there were people who would only buy 51 of the cards and not pay for the ace, and then they didn't have to pay for the ace of spades. People who bought the deck and paid for the ace were saying to be playing with a full deck. Those who didn't, of course, were playing without a full deck. I'm just saying.
I love that. That was fun.
That was.
Well, we know how cheap I am, so that's which deck I'm playing with. Well, this hour has gone like,
It flew.
They all do.
it's like a zippy bunny.
It does always fly.
Now, we just had that ridiculous late season storm with the
Wow,
snow.
that was something.
Yeah, bye-bye spring.
Are we done with the snow?
I hope
Yeah,
so.
we're done.
Oh, there's still
I imagine
onions?
that probably affects you more than even any of us.
Actually, we do get busy during the snow.
People still
Uh,
come out to
People
eat.
still come out.
Yeah.
We get a lot of the plow people too. So,
snows.
So I don't. I like to be open because they get to come
Yeah.
in. There's not really
Indeed.
anywhere else to be open. So.
Do they plow?
that's nice.
Do they plow as they come in? And
No, unfortunately, no. That would be nice. So
Indeed.
I'll have to recommend that.
free breakfast for.
Free breakfast as long as
Just
the plowing.
plowing, right?
Is it the last? Are we
Yeah,
having any
this
more?
is it. This is
The
it.
onion snow? We haven't had the onion snow.
We don't want any more snow. I don't care about the onions.
We're done with snow. We're past the freeze point. I think we're done.
Okay.
Okay.
Famous last words, remember. She
Well,
said it.
yeah, one of the
Can't
latest
afford any more
snowstorms.
snow.
One of the latest snowstorms.
Storms.
Was March 28th.
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow. So if we get past that, we're cool.
I think we're good.
No, we've had snow in April before, but
Yeah.
I think
It wasn't major.
we're good now for the anything like what we had. Was that last week?
Yeah, it
was
was.
last
It'll just be an onion.
Was it
an onion
last week
snow.
already?
It was. It was
Wow.
Yeah.
I know.
They were 70 degrees. The next day we had a foot of snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Oh, I was just gonna say we still had a pile. Like we were piling snow in a big pile, and David likes to crawl up and go, "I'm the king," and then slide down. And
Aw.
it's pretty hysterical. So he's pretty sad that the snow's gone
Yeah.
now.
Baby.
this is the part of the show where we plug things.
Yes.
Do you have anything coming up at Queen City?
Something soon, hopefully. Just stay tuned.
Okay. All right.
I have a plug.
Yes.
This
I have an
Friday.
outlet.
Wow. This one, right?
Yes.
Awesome. This Friday, March 31st, Noise is off at Genesius Theater.
Ah, wonderful.
Also, this is the beginning of Jazz Fest this weekend. And on April 8th, on Saturday, April 8th, at the Olympia Ballroom, Reading Theater Project has the After Hours Cabaret. It's lots of fun. It goes on for till all hours. They have refreshments and vaudeville and magic and auctions, silent auction and door prizes, and it's a great place to hang out after a jazz concert. Saturday,
That
April
sounds
8th.
fun.
And it's high school musical season.
Indeed.
So go support your local high schools and the kids doing theater.
Is there a unified website to see, or do you have to?
There is not. There was talk of one over the summer, and then people lost energy on it. But if you're interested in the different musicals around the county, you can contact me. I'll hook you up with the different directors. But there's some really great shows going on. Governor Mifflin's doing The Addams Family. That's one of the ones I know. Antietam's doing Little Mermaid. There's this
Ollie's
little school
doing
called Twin
Spamalot.
Valley. Huh? Always doing Spamalot. Twin Valley is doing 42nd Street. It's pretty fantastic, so I've heard. So go support your high school theaters, because these kids work their little tails off, and they deserve a big audience standing up and giving them an ovation at the
And it
end.
occurred to me that, speaking of websites and information, that we've talked about Queen City as if everyone knows where it is. So, where is it?
Queen City is located at 100 Lancaster Avenue, right off the highway from 422 on Route 10 and Lancaster Ave. Route 10, also known as Morgantown Road. You can also find us. Our website is queencityreading.com. We have Facebook and Instagram. So
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, we thank you so much for being with
Thank
us,
you so much
Sabrena
for having me.
Elmarzouky.
This is
fun.
And go to her restaurant. It's
thank
amazing.
It is.
It's-
Thank you.
And
see us there.
we will see you next on Monday, April 24th at 9 with our guest, Santo Marabella. And we want to thank, as always, BCTV, Tyler, Joe, Kayla, and Devin for being with us tonight. Beautiful job, all. And Tyler's head's still attached to his body, so we didn't work him too much tonight. We thank you for joining us, and so we'll see you on
The 24th.
the 24th of April. Have a good break till then.
Bye.
Bye.